you have to make changes in life that are going to propel you forward, and those changes, those moves might look like you're going backwards, that's okay. It's all part of the process. The process is it's a messy process. It looks different for everybody. But if you have a specific goal and you're like, this is my goal, this is where we're heading, then enjoy the journey, even though the parts that maybe you didn't plan, and be careful on who you share some of that with, because a lot of times people that you think have your best interests, they're the first people that point and call you, a failure or whatever, because they have nothing better to do. So they're looking at what you're doing or not doing, and then they're comparing themselves, like, makes them feel better. But if you're focused on what you have to do, then every move is meaningful and purposeful and intentional. And so even if, like, for example, we downsized to save money, the place is smaller. It's not as granular. It's not as big and vibrant. It's smaller and cozier. And it's all part of the process to get to where we want to be. And we're enjoying that part of the process too. You have to be in the present and enjoy the present and not get too far ahead, because all you really have is now. So whether you're in a big place, a small place, whether you're where you want to be or you're not quite there, learn to enjoy every part of the journey, because there's so much beauty in all of it. And if we're hung up and wrapped up on things that don't matter, then we're missing out. Like, we're trading the present and the beauty of it for things that don't really mean anything. And then the time passes and you're like, so whatever season that you're in, it's okay. Like, be willing to make the changes that you have to make. If you have to pull back in some areas to then move forward quicker, then do that. If you have to sacrifice and discipline yourself to be better, then be willing to do that. Like, pull back to go forward when needed. Be able to adjust. Be really in tune to that. Like, whoa, it's too much out of control. I need to pull back a little bit. Or, hey, I've got things under control. Now I can take a few steps forward because I'm doing it in a really confident, mindful way. So, this might sound like a bunch of metaphors, but basically you can put that to any area in your life that you're dealing with whether it's food and diet, whether it's friends, social life, whether it's fitness, whether it's spending too much time in the house, whatever it is. There's got to be balance with that for you to have a really in tune nervous system, like to be strong and confident and not be all out of whack all the time. And you're never going to have it all together all the time. It's like something's always going to be sacrificed as you're going through. If you're going through a move or a change, you're probably some things are going to take, it's called, sit on the back burner. They're going to take a step back while you focus on something else. That's okay. You don't have to have too many dominant big goals competing for each other at the same time. If you have too many things at one time competing, like, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, you will burn yourself out. You have to give yourself one big goal during that time. So for example, like when we moved and we downsized, and we mindfully decided to do it based on just a lot of different factors. Money was obviously a big factor. The space, my design had kind of reached a point where I had featured every angle I felt like I possibly could. I didn't want to put any more money into decorating a space. It actually had a lot of wasted space. It was only 1,800 square feet, but it was bigger than what we normally would. It just felt big. So we didn't use the terrace as much because of the location. It was dusty and it was hot in the summer. So it just ended up being, do we want to spend money here, or do we want to pull back and save on something a little bit smaller? Sell what we can, donate what we can, and simplify. And really, you're seeing what you can live with and without. You're like, what do I really need? So you're adjusting, and you're like, what do I need and what don't I need? And the simplicity, you realize, gosh, I don't need all of this stuff. I'm working to obtain, I'm working to store my stuff. I'm working to buy stuff that I don't even wear. I'm working to buy clothes that I don't wear or whatever. And when you pull back, you realize, when was the last time I wore that item? Or when was the last time I used that item? I'm storing it in a cabinet because there's space to store it. Well, if there's no space to store it, I'm going to get rid of it. So we just kind of started shifting our thinking in that area. And during that time, during that process, my My fitness took us went on the back burner, and my kids' homeschooling went on the back burner. Those two things, because we were navigating through a big life change. Well, it's still really good because the kids are learning through life's changes, and you're focused, you're all in on whatever it is that you're doing. So instead of being spread thin, trying to do a bunch of different things, just be all in on that one big task for that time until you get things under control, and then you can move into another task. And you know, it's all part of the process. It's really a beautiful process, flowing in and out of seasons and giving yourself time to say, you know what, you know, if you've owned a house and you're like, you know, we've experienced this house, we love it, you know, but now we want to live a simple life and we're going to move into a condo, or we're going to rent or whatever. Or maybe you've rented for a long time and you're like, you know what, now I'm ready to have a house. So you just giving yourself the permission to do whatever it is that you really want to do with your family, like whatever it is, though it might look different to the outside. Like, we've always leased our cars. We've always had multiple cars. We've leased them. Now we have no car. We decided we'll just turn our lease in. We barely drove it. We had a bunch of equity in it because we were under the mileage in it. And it's like, well, we could save quite a bit by not having it. Not paying the insurance and registration. Arizona tags are expensive. What would that be like? Could we go without a car for 6 months? Is it challenging? Yeah, a little bit, but actually keeps us from shopping a little bit more because you're intentional about it. You're doing grocery delivery and you're Ubering to where you need to go. And if you don't need to go, you don't go. You're combining it in one. So it saves quite a bit. And I wanted to see, what's that like? What is life like without those big responsibilities? Could we do it? And then obviously won't stay like that forever, but could we live that way? So you're just giving yourself permission to let go, to unload, to quit carrying baggage, to, you know, not have to feel obligated to continue bringing everything that you thought you needed into every area of your life. Like, what is it like to just walk freely? I haven't felt that my whole life. You know, there's always been something, some responsibility, some obligation, some heaviness, some burden, some person with an issue that I have to help, some dramatic relationship. You know, we can spend our whole life wrapped up in these things that really don't matter. And it's like every day is like, heavy, and work was hard, and this was hard, and family life is hard, and my marriage is hard, and I'm dealing with family members' problems and drama and this and that. And, you know, I'm just cutting the fat. And there's a lot of fat that you realize you are allowing in your life, things that you don't really need. Like, we haven't had a TV in, 5 years. And even before that, we didn't have cable. Well, we get free DirecTV here. We could put a TV in and we'd get free DirecTV. But why? Why do I want that extra distraction? So when you remove the things, some people are like, I could never live without a TV. You know, that's like their, I just love. And yeah, is it nice to sit and relax to a show? Yeah, but you just stream on a laptop. Well, we have a movie theater in the building and there's TVs everywhere. And we don't really even use that much either, except when they have different events and stuff. But you realize, what don't I need? What specific subscriptions to things. When you have subscriptions, you're obligated to use it, as opposed to being in control of what you buy. The only subscription I have is Amazon Prime, because now I need grocery delivery. And so for a long time we didn't have that, but now I need grocery delivery because of the car. So I'm making it as convenient as possible, as simple as possible to have, to live that simple, elevated life. So you're just navigating in and out. When I was doing a lot more design work and content, I'm still doing content creation, but I was doing tablescapes like in 2023. And then I realized this is taking way too long. Like, all of the tablescapes, we're not even using it. My family's not even eating at the table. And I was setting up really pretty table with different silverware. I needed gold silverware and pink and white and different things and different kinds of cups and different plates and napkins and placemats, table linens, and I needed a centerpiece, so I would have to buy fresh flowers, and I would accept collaborations with companies, until one day I'm like, this is a waste of time. Is it pretty? Yeah, but is it so inconvenient and we're not even using it? So I just stopped doing that altogether, and it helped me save a bunch of time, a bunch of money. And I just thought, we'll keep it simple. Keep life simple. You know, we have white dishes. If they break, we buy You can buy them in the single, one at a time. Keep things simple. You know, we're so overloaded and overly stimulated right now that life is, that we're not functioning at our best. We're not feeling our best. Their nervous systems are a wreck, their adrenals are messed up, their hormones are messed up, because there's so much coming at you. And so it's just take the time to adjust and go through whatever reset life change that you need. And it's okay if it looks different, or if it looks like from the outside like it's going backwards, you know. And that's okay. People can say whatever they want to say about whatever you're doing. It doesn't even matter. Stay on course, run your race, make simple, easy decisions. Every move that you make, that's everything that you get rid of, every move that you make that's cutting baggage from the past, you are gonna feel better, fresher, lighter, more grounded, have more clarity. You're gonna be able to hear from God better, I believe, because you're getting rid of all of the fuzziness, the chaos, the craziness, the distraction and the clutter. So it's like you got these clear connections coming in and out of you, and you know, okay, there's clarity. You know, wherever there's truth, there's clarity. When there's lies, there's chaos and fuzziness. So just know that follow the peace, follow the simple, clear path. You know what you got to do. Don't be afraid to do it. Even if you haven't done it and you're like, oh, it's so scary, I don't know if I could do this or live without. It's okay. You're going to be okay. One of the hard things is I know moms have a hard time letting go of their kids' stuff. It's okay to let go of things. You know, it really is. And don't get mad at me if you let go of it and you regret it, but you will be okay without that item. And sometimes it's gifts that were given to us, or people that passed that gave us their thing. If it's burdening you, that's how you know I got to do something with this. If it's triggering some type of like, I don't know, I don't want to do this, I don't know. There's your cue, like, okay, I got to handle this, because clearly it's triggering something. If it doesn't bother you, you wouldn't say anything about it. So for me, when things are triggering in a specific way, I'm like, oh, I got to handle this. I don't like it. I know I got to do something about it. Like for me, it was bins. It was plastic bins. I don't want to deal with them anymore. I don't want to store them. If we move again, whatever. I had them in a storage bin down in the garage here. I was paying to store them along with some other things. And I just thought, I don't want to deal with them anymore. So I gave them to a friend, and she's storing them. She's like, if you ever need them, I'll let you use them. I'm like, perfect. You can use them. You can keep them, whatever. Because I just don't want to deal with lugging plastic bins around just in case we move, which we probably will, and I'll deal with it at that time. But you're just freeing yourself from the things that are like those little nuisances, like those little things. It's the little things that add up to something big. The little things done daily, all of those little annoying things, those are the things you have to cut out. Get rid of them. If you have a piece of furniture that's chipped and every time you walk by it, you're like, oh, this piece of furniture is bothering me, get rid of it. How many times are you going to walk by and be upset about it? Clearly, you don't have the time to do something about it, or, oh, I like that dress, but it has a hole in it, or it doesn't fit. Get rid of it, because you're wasting energy and time by being dissatisfied with something that you have that you're not going to wear or do anything about anyways. Oh, this drawer is so cluttered. It's got all my kids' artwork in it. Well, get rid of it. Whatever, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Take some pictures of it. Put the pictures on your phone. Keep one piece, or use the container method. Say I'm going to have this one container, and everything I'm saving needs to fit in this one small container. You label it, and that's it. And then it's nice, tidy, and stored. And then you get rid of the rest, so it's not all over the place. It's so much easier to live that way than to have closets and drawers shoved with stuff, bins everywhere. Even if it's labeled, it's still clutter. It's still stuff. Again, if it doesn't bother you and you like living and all that, that's different. But this is for the people who they're just overloaded and overstimulated, and they're ready to be like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I want to live my life. I want an elevated, healthy life. I want to spend time with my family, do what God's called me to do, walk in freedom, feel good, look good, you know, and just be my best. This is for you. And once you get some things in order, like during this whole time that we moved and did all this stuff, I haven't gotten my hair done. I'm like, I'm not worried about it because I'm in the process of nourishing. Eventually, I need to get this all touched up and fixed up and trimmed. But whatever season that you're in, whatever you're doing in that season, You're giving yourself the grace to set some things aside and say, this is not of importance right now. Right now, my focus is on this. Like right now, my focus is on getting the new place in order, getting the kids situated, getting it all like orderly and cleaned. And we homeschool through the summer, so we'll start that and starting our healthy habits and routines again. But you're giving yourself some time to adjust without feeling the pressure of it has to be done a certain way, a specific way. And the time of change is different for everybody, but it's usually longer than what you think, more laborious, more exhausting. You might be even more emotionally drained, which actually makes sense, but you may not have expected it. So if you're more emotionally drained as you're going through the process of changing your life or repositioning yourself, you got to give your body rest, because the rest is going to help you feel better, eat better, and just be more clear and focused for the following day. So it's just, don't feel like you got to accomplish everything. Do what you got to do. And then when you feel like, okay, I'm making some headway, things are organized and orderly, I made some progress, I'm feeling better, then you start adding in different things. Okay, now I'm going to add in my workout routine, or now I'm going to add in this extra thing now that I'm not engaged in these lower areas. It's all about letting go of the lower things, like less of the lower things and more of the better, higher things. Less of the cheap time wasters, money wasters, drama, chaotic friends. I would rather have 1 or 2 really great friends that sharpen me than 10 friends that drain me, or cause anxiety and frustration. I would rather have a clear, simple life than one where it's busy all the time and I'm working to just buy stuff and buy goods and fill my house with junk. And that's what a lot of it is. A lot of people they're just working to sustain stuff. They're working for stuff. And then that's it, But when you actually simplify, you could say, okay, I'm gonna, I would rather buy healthy meats, save my money for things that are nourishing to my family, like meats and eggs and, like right now, groceries, organic and fresh produce is like, it's expensive. So I would rather that than a bunch of picture frames or a gallery wall to frame a bunch of family photos. I'd rather look at my kid in the face and then have photos of them all over. Obviously, if, your kids are still there. But you get what I'm saying. It's like I would rather have that less of the clutter and less spending money on the things and more of the realness of life. And I guess that's what I'm getting to is, spending your money on things that are more of value and more aligned with an elevated lifestyle instead of just blowing it on a bunch of little stuff that's really unnecessary. And a lot of that stuff just ends up as clutter anyways. It'll end up in a drawer or a closet. You won't care about it. The stuff that you impulse buy, you don't care about later. You really don't. Like, how many times have you bought something and you're like, why did I buy that? And now it's past the 30-day return policy that Amazon has. So that's what they have, 30 days. And you're stuck with it. And you got to stick it in a closet or whatever. The things that you intentionally bought that you love, that you thought about, I bet you still have those. You probably still are holding on to those because there was value to it. There was thought. There was intention behind the purchase. So you purchased it with mindfulness. And so you're holding on to those. So it's just a different way of living. Anyways, my arm's getting tired and it's getting really hot. My phone's going to overheat. So I'll talk to you later.